So you don't think it's uncontroversial, you don't think it's controversial?
I don't think it's controversial that people who live here and pay their taxes
but you're proposing to give the vote not just to people who would have been, by the time we're outside the EU nationals. It would presumably apply to everyone. So Americans, Canadians who are living here, people from Asia, China, whatever, they'd all have the vote.
Well, detail will have to be debated and discussed in the
Parliament. But that's what it says. It says voting rights for all of those who have a legal right to live in Scotland.
But the point is, if you have a legal right to live here, if you are here legally and you're contributing to society and paying taxes, it's not unreasonable that you should have the right to representation. And I think that has commanded widespread support every time that's been discussed with the public.
Jamie Greene, what's your understanding of this then?
Well,
do you think it's legally competent, first of all?
Well, I mean, that's a question for the government of proposing the bill, but they do have a track record in putting bills through this Parliament which are not competent or within the competency of this Parliament. So who knows if they've done enough legal research into whether they can legislate in that way. What I think is that people who have existing franchise rights under the status quo at the moment, whilst we're in the EU, that could continue after we leave the EU. If that bill is a technical bill and enables that to continue, that's fine. But in terms of extending the franchise, that's a serious thing. For example, extending it to prisoner voting or other nationals.
So
I mean, that's something that really has to be
suggesting? You seem to be suggesting that Theresa May should allow EU nationals to vote in British elections after we've left the EU.
No, look, the franchise in Scotland has been historically different for the Scottish election. No, it's not. I'm saying we're talking about the Scottish parliamentary elections, which is what this bill is about, and whether or not EU residents who are currently in Scotland should be able to vote after we leave the EU. The existing franchise can continue, and if this bill enables that to happen, that's perfectly fine.
So would you be happy would you be happy if the British government were to say that EU residents in the UK can vote in British elections after we've left the EU?
Well, I think that's a decision for the Prime Minister to take.
You've got no views. You've got very strong views on what should happen in Scotland, but as a unionist, you've got no views on what should happen in the UK.
I've got very strong views on what should happen in Scotland. That's why we're in the Scottish Parliament debating the programme for government, which is what we're here to do today.
Rhoda Grant, what do you think of this? It's actually, I don't know.